let's kick it off with somebody who is being considered a generational talent, a once every decade kind of talent. Some may say we haven't seen a quarterback come out this good since Andrew Luck. Matt, who are we talking about? Is it Andy Dalton?
It is not Andy Dalton. So we're going to go into Trevor Lawrence, obviously a quarterback out of Clemson, 6'6", anywhere from 213 to 230 pounds is the weight I'm getting from him. But obviously all-world type of guy. We all know most of the thing. He was 8th last year in the nation in passing, and that was despite the fact I think he missed 1 or 2 games last year with an injury.
He is somebody that has only lost 2 games in college. He's somebody who's 86-4 since high school. He's somebody that came in as a freshman, went undefeated, and won a national championship for Clemson. He's that good. When you're talking about a guy of Trevor Lawrence stature, you mentioned 6'6", 213 to 230 pounds, who moves exceptionally well. This is a guy that has very rare athletics ability for his size. He has a very good arm. He has very good pocket presence. He can move out. He can use his feet. He's not just a pocket passer. Elite size, athleticism, everything you want from a quarterback. Somebody who could put the ball anywhere that he needs to put it on the field. When he has to make the deep pass, he's going to put the ball where he wants to put it. On the short passes, he puts the ball exactly where it needs to be. And what I mean by that is he hits that wide receiver, so that wide receiver is never stopping in motion, and he is going. So he is somebody that's going to make everybody around him better.
Yep.
It's a reason to be excited about guys like DJ Shark, right? Josh Oliver as a potential breakout player at tight end. And who is the other wide receiver they're going to bring in outside of DJ Shark? Because Trevor Lawrence is going to make everybody else around him because he's going to be consistently putting the ball in the best position for their wide receivers to have success. This is a guy who owns the pocket, feels the pocket, knows how to use it like he's an NFL caliber quarterback already. He's somebody that has an arm to put the ball into the tight window. He's doing things at a high level that there's quarterbacks in the NFL right now today cannot do.
Yep.
There's people after his freshman year were saying if Trevor Lawrence came out today, he would be better than half the quarterbacks in the NFL. And I would say those people that said that are most likely right.
Yeah, and that was probably not even generous enough. Like he could be better than that. We're talking about a kid that was basically breaking 24/7 Sports. That's the service that ranks high school players coming into college. He basically broke it. His numbers were so good, they didn't even know what to do with him. He was one of the highest rated players they've ever seen. One of the things that I really love is the arm strength that he still has on the move and the ability to still be able to be very accurate. He can run all the scheduled plays, but he can also run the off-scheduled plays as well, and on the move still put it right where he wants it, deep down the field. We're talking about across the field throws that you shouldn't be able to do in college. It's just not normal for a player to be able to do that. His skill set is phenomenal. His leadership is phenomenal. We're talking about a guy that had no off-the-field issues. Everybody's glowing. I mean, the kind of guy that you want to date your sister. You can make the argument that he's even better of a prospect than Andrew Luck was.
I would argue he's a better prospect than Andrew Luck. And again, you're nitpicking. You're nitpicking about a guy who's going to get better as he gets in the NFL. Yeah. I mean, you could say that some of the flaws was when he got pressured.
That was going to be
versus high-level defenses that we saw versus LSU. In Ohio State. He only completed 51% of his passes, right? When things got a little bit off script for him, he felt the pressure, didn't feel the pressure. He had to get out there, got a little confused by the defenses. Then his accuracy is a little bit off. But he will grow. That's part of the growth of a young quarterback. He did so much to outweigh that little discrepancy that there's nothing to worry about here.
I mean, obviously, Clemson has a lot of success from a wide receiver standpoint. So he did have a lot of good targets to throw to, but he still attacks all levels of the field. He's very, very athletic, and he's a sneaky runner. You know what I mean? You don't see guys that are that patient and that follow blocks and almost look like a running back. I mean, he doesn't look like a running back because he's 6'6" and like 213 pounds or 220 or 230. But from a running standpoint, he is a very patient runner and uses his legs really well. So I mean, it's not his best tool, but it's definitely a tool of his.
Like a Justin Herbert, a sneaky athletic kind of guy, a guy who accumulated 943 rushing yards in college and 18 rushing touchdowns. So again, when you say athletic, smart, he brings everything to the table. He's not a statue. He's going to get you the rushing yards. He's going to make the right decisions. He's not going to throw interceptions. He's going to get 300 yards on a consistent basis. This is somebody that can come in for your dynasty league and be a quarterback one from day one and be a quarterback one for the next 14 to 15 years on your league. He's the clear cut, without a doubt, hands down 1-1 in superflex leagues.
Absolutely.
And he's at to the point already, if you're doing a superflex startup, for example, I'd be real curious where he's going to go, right?
It's almost always top 8 from what I've seen.
Which is fair. And we've already talked about him and like Justin Herbert. And a lot of people are like, I'll just take Justin Herbert ahead of him because we saw what he can do. And that's fine. And I'm not arguing. I would still just take Trevor Lawrence because, I love what he's done from literally from day one when he stepped on the field. This is, again, he's only lost 4 games in his entire life since high school. That's how talented this guy is and how good he is. And he's somebody like Justin Fields, who came out of Georgia. They grew up within 20 miles apart of each other, and they were both being competitive to be that number 1 prospect coming out for college football. Again, I love guys, like guys like LeBron, guys who are the number 1 player at the position.
And then do it.
Throughout the whole process and live up the hype. And that's the thing with Trevor Lawrence. He's done it from day one, and at no point has he let down his team. Yes, he lost to Ohio State last year and they made the national championship, but it's football. Football is the one game where it's not basketball, LeBron James. One player is not winning you that championship. They will help you get there, help you get to the playoffs, but Aaron Rodgers, one of the best generational quarterbacks we've ever seen, right, in the NFL, won Super Bowl. Yep. Won Super Bowl. Yep. Peyton Manning, one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen, won 2 Super Bowls. It's a hard thing to do, but Trevor Lawrence is somebody that you can give the football and have run your franchise for the next 10 to 15 years and be very confident that you're going to have a very good football year in and year out.
Yeah, the only other negative that I'll add in, just because I haven't heard it said between the two of you guys yet, is he doesn't always take the best care of the football. Sometimes he does, just try to gunsling it through and doesn't always do well with that. The ball security on getting sacked, he fumbles fairly often. So that's really and like I said, that's being very nitpicky. Those are things that can be easily fixed at the next level. And I would rather have my quarterback for fantasy football purposes being a gunslinger, a guy that wants to make plays. If I get an extra 3 interceptions over the course of the season because of that, or 5 interceptions over the course of the season, I can live with that. But if I'm going from, trying to evaluate the whole player, that would be the other thing I would say is he doesn't always take the best care of the football.
Yeah. And he'll learn that. He's going to get NFL coaching. He's going to learn. He's going to get better. He's going to have to learn how to play better versus blitz. Like we said, he's going to see a little bit more pressure there. I know the Jaguars just franchised Cam Robinson, but Cam Robinson's not that great anyways. Right. But they will build a team around him. This is the franchise quarterback.
They got the picks to do it.
They sure do.
And he's somebody that I would consider taking even in a 1 QB league draft of this talent. I would still consider him a safe pick anywhere from 8 to 12. I would be okay with that in a 1 QB league because he's that good. Because you cannot put a price tag on a player like him that you could put in your lineup, set it from day one, and then, again, never touch that position again. And it offers you so much more freedom throughout your rookie drafts because you're never going to waste a pick on a rookie quarterback again. You're just going to let him fall to you. When there's a good value there, which you'll always find it, a guy like Josh Allen who just falls to you in the 3rd round, and you're like, I don't love anybody. I'm just going to take Josh Allen, right? And at the time of the rookie draft, people are like, oh, okay, in a 1 QB. Now you're sitting here 3 years later like, oh, I got Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen. Now I got the potential to make a big trade.
I was gonna say pick 7 on. So me and you are real close on as value as far as a rookie pick.